Hello, good morning. So my kid has today off for go that way, for a teacher's work day, and he has decided that I'm really fortunate that he likes to cook on his own, and he wants French toast sticks. So I'm coming down to help him out and figure out how to put this into our air fryer, which he is amazing at. You gonna come do this, kid, or what? So he's gonna prepare his own breakfast. Oh, I guess I need to look at that. Alrighty. Half box, full box. Here, use this one right here. So where it says toaster oven? Not the oh wow, it has to go to 450.
Yeah.
But it says bake 1 serving. And you can do 13.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, that's for a toaster.
Yeah, for a toaster oven. But I would say start off by putting it in for like well, how many in here?
12.
There's 12. So come take 4 of them out here. Come start preparing it, dude. Just pull some more paper towels off. Not that one. Oh, that's a lot, but okay. And then just sit it down there. Now pull the little sheet out. Open the bottom sheet.
Are you sure you use the scissors?
Yeah, use scissors. No, cut it all the way across. Are you having issues with the scissors?
Well, like those plastic that like you have to cut it short.
No, you shouldn't be. Just you. No, 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 no. Come here. Here's a black bag. Close it up. Hour. 400, 450, I think it's. Not sure. Oh, is it going higher than 400? Okay. So 400, go to minutes. Go, leave it at 15. Alrighty, so I finally came downstairs. It is a Monday and the kid has off, as you guys saw. He was fixing himself some breakfast and stuff like that. But I figured I would do another week of NetGalley ARC reading for you guys. So I'm gonna get all the lists together and stuff like that, and then I will show you a little bit more in depth about like looking at my dashboard and things like that, so that you guys can sort of walk through what I actually and how I actually pick the books that I pick and all that other good stuff. So here's to episode 2, I believe it is. So yeah, it has to be episode 2 because this is the second time I've done this. So let's get into some books and read-alongs, and you guys are getting my one-on-one feelings about what is happening in my book world. Okay, so this right here is my dashboard as well as my ARC spreadsheet that I have. I received a couple new books, so I need to type them in and add them to the ARC list so that I can figure out which books I'm going to read this week. Okay, so I just marked all of the sort of upcoming weeks of books that are being released, and it looks like I have 1, Alrighty, so it looks like I had some that were already due, so I will probably be trying to take care of those. A Year of Chasing Love by Rosie Chambers. I'll be trying to get to that one. The Little Bookshop on the Seine by Rebecca Raisin. I'll be trying to get to that one. From LA with Love by Casey Roca. I'll be trying to get to that one. Off Script by Kate Watson. I'll be trying to get to that one. I received copies of some books from Harlequin, which is A Witness Protection Widow by Deborah Webb. It came out already, but I'm not on the tour to release my review for it until next week or the week after that. I also got Her Homecoming Wish by Joe McNally, and I'll be trying to get to that one, which I received from Harlequin as well. Fashion Jungle by Catherine Ireland and Rachel Van Dyken I'll be trying to get to. I've had Marriage on Madison Avenue by Lauren Layne for a little while, and I really loved the other two books, so I will definitely be trying to get to that one. My Best Friend's Royal Wedding by Romy Summer, and I'll be trying to get to that one this week. Hearts on Hold by Charish Reed. I'll be trying to get to that one, especially this week. That is a Black author, and I really want to get into that one. The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. This is a book that I've been talking about for a little while now, and I will definitely be trying to get to that one. Let's see, where did I leave off? Blame It on the Billionaire by Naima Simone. I believe that is a Harlequin romance, and I'll be trying to get to that one. Trouble by Adriana Locke. I do need to read another book before I read this one. It's part of a series of books that I've only read the first one for and really enjoyed, but I'm going to try and get to that one. All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. That is a middle grade or YA fantasy, so I'm really going to be trying to get to that one to see if I enjoy it. Let's see. Then Temporary Wife Temptation by J.C. Lee. I had actually got rejected for this book initially, but Harlequin ended up sending it to me as well to get a review, and that's not due for a couple weeks, but it will be releasing in the next week or so. And A Dozen Second Chances. So that's a lot of books that I'm going to be trying to read this week. Hopefully this week doesn't go like the last week went, and I can get some books read and not DNF them. So let's get to it. Also, on another note, to show you guys my NetGalley, like my profile and stuff like that. Here is that. So here's my profile, right? I'm not shy about the fact that I live in Woodbridge, so it's not a big deal. But as you can see, it has that I'm a reviewer on here, and when I talk about my feedback ratio, that right there, this right there is what I'm talking about. It's at 65%, and I've been approved for 147 books already, and I've sent 95 feedbacks, 95% or 95. No, I've sent 95 feedbacks. Wow. I'm almost at 100. I'm super excited. Maybe this week will put me over. That would be amazing. But to make sure that you're getting sort of tagged or getting your requests that you want, here's my bio. So as you can see, it is pretty long. When I initially started and was getting rejected a lot, my bio was super short. It's the same bio that I use on my YouTube page and on my Goodreads page. Even though it's shorter in Goodreads, it's very short in Goodreads, but my YouTube channel has pretty much the same information on it. It's so that when publishers look at this bio in NetGalley, they can see that I am constantly changing and upgrading, reading the books. Maybe not the books that come from NetGalley, but I am reading constant books, and I'm constantly changing my subscribership and the books that I read. So at the end of January, I will add in how many books that I have read for 2020 already. And each month I'll update that so that they can see that I'm constantly updating. That is a good trick that NetGalley put out at the beginning of the year. And, you know, it allows the reviewers, or allows the publishing houses to know that you're actually there for, you know, their benefit, to help them out as well. So let's get some reading done. But I also have some videos to do. Shoot, I have so much going on this week. But whatever. Hope you guys found this information cool and enjoyable. Let's just talk in a little bit. Alrighty, so I have finished a book today. I finished All I Ask by Corinne Michaels. Loved it oh so much. It is a second chance romance where you have a two people that were friends when they were in high school and everything like that, and remained friends, but then they end up going off their different paths. Things end up happening and they end up coming back together in this small town, and it's glorious. It is absolutely amazing. It is super sweet and fun. It is slow burn. Oh my goodness. I am not usually a fan of slow burn romances, but this one definitely kept me intrigued because it just resonated with me. I really, really loved it. And I just can't say enough about this one. It will be released in March of 2020. So you guys have a little bit of time to go and check out Corinne Michaels' other books. I loved that there was a little hint of some other characters that if you have read Corinne Michael books before, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Such a fun little line there that was input into there, as well as the fact that I received it as an ARC through the publishing company. So I'm really excited about that. Then I went down and I recorded a couple videos for this week. So my Tuesday and Thursday video have been completed at this point, have been recorded. So now all I have to do is edit them and render and post them so that I can get ahead. I have completed all of my documents that I need, or preparation for my Bookish Academy Awards, so that I can get that done. And I have had a busy Monday. Hopefully I can get all that stuff done so that I can really like dig into the weeds of those books that I named off, because after I read them, after I like named them off to you guys earlier, I went and recounted and like wrote them down. So I'm only probably going to do like half of the list, the first 7, which are the ones that are coming out this week specifically, or have already come out. Anything that goes into February, I probably will be waiting on trying to read those or trying to push into those. So yeah. So now it's time to do some prep really quickly, get this done so that I can get the Bookish Academy Awards recorded tomorrow. Can't wait. Good morning. It's Tuesday. So I have started reading A Year Chasing Love by Rosie Chambers, and I'm trying to figure out why NetGalley would give me such a crappy copy of this book. I mean, I don't know. I can't get over the fact that all the words sort of run together. The punctuations are all jacked up. I'm having a hard time with this. I'm not even like 3 pages in on my Kindle, or 3 swipes in on my Kindle, and I'm having a hard time. I've already let them out. What? I already let them out. And I'm having a hard time reading this book to like get through it, to know where I'm supposed to like read, pause, any of that. So I was like, what words go with what, and is this a word? Is it the... So frustrating. So frustrating. I also started the Dogwood Lane series over again. I'm listening to the first 2 books on audiobook, and then I'm going to read the 3rd book, which I have as an e-arc, called Tumble, but that one doesn't come out until March. Nope, not March. Until the middle of February. So I have a little bit of time with that one. It may not get actually read. So I'm narrowing down that list of books that I listed off earlier. I'm also going to be getting into The Lying Season by K.A. Linde, because that one does come out on like the 4th or something like that. And I want to have that one done because it's an independent author, and it wasn't in the list of books that I was going to try and read this week. So we will see. We will get through what I can, because today's video is already uploaded and scheduled and ready for release, and I'm excited about that. So I get to drop off the kid, because as you can see it's dark outside. I get to drop off the kid at school for before care, and then I can get to come home and read. Lots of reading. Hopefully I can get a couple books done before I have to go pick him up for swim practice, and you know, maybe you'll get a sort of review of one before then. We'll see. All right, y'all. So I just finished A Year of Chasing Love by Rosie Chambers, and I gotta say, it wasn't a romance for me. It was more of a women's fiction book, and the reason why is that we focus on this woman who, I can't even remember what her stinking name was again. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to like look it up, because I didn't write it down in my journal yet. I just came downstairs from finished reading it. It took me all day to read it. That's how kind of slow it was. Like I said in my other clip, the writing on it was all jacked up. I mean, like seriously, through the entire ebook that I had, it was all jacked up. Words were put together, and it just wasn't working for me. Wasn't working whatsoever, and I was just not very happy with it. But it took me a long time to like break down words and figure out which words were going with which, and if there was supposed to be a break there or if there wasn't supposed to be a break there. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this is so painful. But the story revolves around this woman that gets served divorce paperwork. She's a high-powered lawyer. She's like the #1 lawyer in for divorces in her area, and you know, she is revered for it, but at the same time, she's not taking care of herself or her own marriage. And when she served these divorce paperwork, her bosses are like, the partners are like, yeah, you're bringing us great work and everything like that, and you have this great amount of divorces under your belt, and not necessarily all the ones that go to court, but we need you to take time off and find yourself. So she ends up helping out a friend with a love project, I guess you could say, research where it takes her all over the world, and she's interviewing these married couples to find out what's making their love work and things like that. And you're running into all these different couples, which is nice, but at the same time, a lot of the places that she ended up going were very the atmosphere that was portrayed in them just didn't work for me. Like, she visits Hawaii, and then she talks about how she has some history with Pearl Harbor, and all the things that were talked about were very stereotypical for the locations. So when she visited Italy, it was very stereotypical for what people do when they touristy things that people do and see when they're in Italy. When she was in Hawaii, it was the touristy things that she went and saw or experienced while she was in Hawaii. When she went to Singapore, it was all the touristy things. It was very touristy. It was like I was on a tourist trip. I was like, okay, how does that really kind of, she went to Paris and went to all the touristy things. I was just like, oh my goodness, I didn't sign up for a tourist guide of all these different locations. But the overall message of the story, definitely women's lit, finding yourself, discovering what's going to work for you, and all that good stuff. So that was great. I did like some of the side characters that were involved, but at the same time, yeah, it didn't work for me. It kept me enough that I finished it without hate reading it, even with all the errors and all the touristy sort of moments of it. I kept pushing through. I didn't feel like I was pushing through. I didn't feel like I was dragging through. It didn't take me a couple days, and I don't think at any moment that I had a notion to like DNF this one. I was very intrigued by the story on where it was going to go. So, it's still not getting a whole bunch of stars from me, but at the same time, definitely not a romance, definitely women's lit, because it doesn't give any voice to our male character that she's dealing with. And that was the other thing. It showed her parts of the conflict, but it didn't show his parts of the conflict. And in a good romance for me, I need to see both sides of the conflict or have a good reason why I'm only getting one side of the conflict. So there's that. I have a video premiering today because it's Tuesday, and then we're going to do swim practice, and I'll be listening to, what is it? I'll be listening to some audiobook. I don't know if I'm going to continue with Trouble. I think it's Trouble. It's the Adriana Locke book right here that I'm listening to an audiobook, or if I'm going to start another audiobook. I'm not exactly sure where I'm at on that, but we will get another book in hopefully tonight, and that'll be 2 books for Tuesday. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me just a little bit. Figured I'd tell you that clip that you just saw of me reading the Bookshop on the Seine is not right. I ended up reading Marriage on Madison Avenue because for some reason my script decided it did not want to work. So I'm here at swim practice reading the Marriage on Madison Avenue. Yay! Well, good morning. It's Wednesday, and the day is looking up. The day is looking up. I will be filming, well, that worked, my Bookish Academy Awards in just a couple minutes, but I figured I would give you guys an update on the books that I have read so far. Yeah, so far. And for this vlog, I updated you guys that I already read A Year of Chasing Love by Rosie Chambers. But last night I completed, or this morning rather, because at 3 a.m. my dog, or the family's dog, even though he considers me the alpha, he decided to wake up and start barking. And we have learned that if he barks in the middle of the night to try and go out, we probably should get up and take him out, or we're going to come downstairs to a very stinky surprise. Let's just put it that way, right? Yeah, 3 a.m. I get woken up. Husband doesn't even budge, like at all whatsoever. And I have to take the dog out. Well, not really take him out. I let him out because we have a backyard, and I just slide the door open. He goes out, does what he needs to do, barks at, whatever thing that he happened to see in our yard, or, patrols it, make sure that, that stinking possum needs to stay out of my yard. But then I got, he came in, he went back to sleep, got back in his bed and was like, ha, I'm nice and warm now because it's freezing cold here in Virginia, or at least freezing cold for me. And went back to bed. That's what he did. So I ended up not being able to fall back to sleep. I scrolled a little bit on my phone and looked at some social media sites and stuff like that. But then I decided to finish reading Marriage on Madison Avenue by Layne, which you saw in my last clip. I was between that one, the Little Bookshop on the Seine, and what other one? From LA with Love. I think those are the three that I showed you guys yesterday, but I finished Marriage on Madison Avenue, and it is so adorable. Oh my gosh. It is so bittersweet to have the ending for these women. What the series is about is these three women. Two of them are mistresses. One of them is the widow to this douchebag. And I have read all three books now, and I loved this one even more. This one is following Audrey and Clark, who have been best friends. They've been seen together when things happen. They were their go-tos, like if they needed a date or anything like that. So they had already played this whole fake relationship thing anyways. And when Audrey, who is a Instagram influencer, ends up getting trolled, she, goes ahead and is like, hey, Clark, why don't we go ahead and make our fake relationship really a fake, public relationship and not just play around with it. Let's get engaged and stuff like that. And this is their story. It's so much fun. And I didn't even mind that the sex scene was closed door, that it was fade to black, and anything like that. Like, you know that they hooked up, because they talk about hooking up, but there's nothing that was like, oh yeah, this is what happened behind them closed doors. You know, it's fantastic, and it was just so much fun, and I appreciated the little grovel that ended up happening. I wish that Audrey had done a little bit more groveling than Clark did, because some of the things he did were understandable, but at the same time, there were some things that Audrey needed to, you know, grovel about, but she didn't, but that's okay. But overall, I loved the series, and I can't wait to do a reread of it because it was so much fun. Today I will go record these videos for this so that I can do a premiere instead of a live show like I had been doing, or like I had been saying. And I found out yesterday during the premiere for the Tuesday video that you guys kind of like that you like the preparedness of a video, but at the same time, you like the fact that I'll sit in, you know, while it's playing and chat with you guys. So I think that would be a perfect thing to do for the Bookish Academy Awards, is to premiere it and sit and chat with everyone while it's going on. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Plus it will help because there's 13 categories. There's a lot of inserts that I need to put into the videos, lots of editing and prep that needs to go along with it. And yeah, I'm like super stoked to get these done. The editing process is going to be a beast, but that's okay as well. Once I get those recorded, I will edit and render Thursday's video, and then hopefully, well, not hopefully, during swim practice this evening, I will be able to read some more. That's either going to be the Little Bookshop on the Seine by Rebecca Raisin, or it's going to be From LA with Love by Casey Roca. So those are the two books that are currently being read right now, and I will get back to you guys when I have more to say.
Okay, so I have you guys hidden sort of in the other bookshelf. So I'm going to be recording my Bookish Academy Awards now. Yay, super excited about that. So, funny story, right? I got this little best mom thing from little Oscar statue. I just cover up that and go, woo, yay! I got this when we went to Tennessee last year. It was just like perfect. It was like calling out to me. It was like, you need him to do your Bookish Academy Awards. So I got him, and I am super happy with him. And it's like a replica. I love it. I love it. I don't think I'll ever get in trouble because I purchased it and I bought it from the like wax museum Hollywood place. So yes. So let's get to recording. Probably need to finish setting up.
Alrighty, so on the way to swim practice. Gotta go get the kid first. Then it's on the way to swim practice. But today I finished Marriage on Madison Avenue, which I think I already said. I can't remember. If I did, I'll probably just cut this out of this clip. I don't know. But I finished that one, and I will be continuing on with either, depending on if Scribd is working for me when I get to the pool, the little bookshop on the Seine, or stupid people, little bookshop on the Seine, or I will try to read another book. I'm not exactly sure. People are so dumb. And the sun is bright. I hate when the sun is bright, because then people really don't know how to drive, especially here in Northern Virginia. Ugh. And like, I have this intersection or light at the corner of our house, and people like to block the intersection. It drives me absolutely bonkers, people. Like, it drives me so crazy. I'm like, are you serious? What if a freaking fire truck was to come, or a police officer was needing to like turn into the freaking cul-de-sac where I live? And I'm just like, why are you not moving out of the way? They have no concept of not blocking the intersection. So annoying. So very annoying. Are you freaking serious? You people are so dumb. Should have just went all the way down. Ugh. I should have took the shortcut too. But I figured I'd stop and talk to you guys. I have no clue what else I'll be reading. So, I'll see you guys once I get to the pool and then I sit down. Tonight's practice is an hour and a half. So that is what I will be doing. Alrighty, it's Thursday, which means it's TGIT tonight. So Grey's Anatomy and Station 19. So not very much reading will get done this evening. However, today, the only thing I have going on is a doctor's appointment after I drop the kid off. It's like super early right now. But what I am finding with this reading my NetGalley books is that you cannot judge a book by its cover. Because the current book that I'm reading is From LA with Love by Casey Roca. And I don't know why I'm continuing on with this book. I don't understand it. Why? I'm torturing myself with this virgin one night stand, weird sort of supposed to be funny, not going anywhere sort of story. And I'm just like, why? I think I'm at like 60%. And at this point, there's no reason for me not to finish it, to see why I'm still reading it. I mean, it It is so weird. So weird. And I don't understand why I'm doing this to myself. But the other thing that I'm finding is that the more that I read, more NetGalleys, that means that the more reviews that I have to actually write out. I can't just do my canned, hey, go look at my video. I actually have to write words and think of words for these books that I'm really not sort of enjoying, but are finding really weird and kind of stupid. But more thoughts when I finish it, because yeah, at this point I'm like, why? Getting ready to go to my doctor's appointment, but wanted to give you guys an update on the book that I did finish, which was From LA with Love by Casey Roca. And here's my mini review of this. Okay, so great cover, amazing, cute, love it, so intriguing, right? But then you start reading and you find out it's about a preacher's daughter's sort of story. She's frumpy. She's very into listening to her father. Her father reigns her and her sister with an iron fist because he's a preacher, and his wife ended up leaving him and the girls by cheating on him, and this is what they had to grow up with. So you get her story. Why am I blanking on her name right now? I really can't think of the freaking character's name right now. So bad. Okay. Anyways, so our female character, she's out at the bar one night with her sister, Heaven. That's her name. Heaven. Her name is Heaven. Her name is Heaven. Her sister's name is Grace. And they're out at the bar, and David ends up getting bedded by his friends because he just got out of a 6-year relationship where his fiance left him at the altar for his best man and best friend. Wowzer. They end up hooking up one night, and it's the best night. She gives her virginity to David, and then they have no contact for 4 years until she ends up having a little bit of an accident trying to pursue her dream, and then they end up shipwrecked, and they figure out that they still have an attraction to each other. It was kind of weird. It was a weird little book there. You can tell that the author is of European descent or European language, because there are a lot of terms that were used that are European. If not Australian, they're European. I was flipping back and forth as I was reading it. I was like, is this author European or is this author Australian? Being that it's written about LA. So I'm thinking, maybe they're Australian and they're using some Australian terms. Got to the end of the book, found out that the author is European, and then it all clicks and it's like, oh, okay. Because things like standing in line was said to be at the queue, standing in the queue. Americans don't say standing in the queue. And then there was a couple other terms that were like, wait, that's not an American term. That's not an American term. Which is fine. I'm cool with that. That's great. Okay. But I sort of think that sometimes, authors forget where they're writing their books about, being if they're in a different location. So, but the story was very sort of superficial, I guess you could say. It was just kind of weird. Heaven and David have this shipwreck thing, and there's a dog, and they're contemplating their relationship or the things that they did in their lives, and it was weird. It was very weird. I wanted to DNF it because I wasn't really interested in David or Heaven's journey or anything like that. But I ended up finishing it, and the ending was really cute. I did enjoy the ending. And instead of giving it 2 stars and calling it a dumpster fire, I'll probably give it 3 stars at this point. Because the ending was super cute. It has a little bit of a play on a message in a bottle, and I kind of enjoyed that aspect. And I'm not talking about the very sad, deadly Nicholas Sparks message in a bottle. No. Nobody dies. They get their happily ever after. So, yeah. there's that. So I'm going to go to my appointment. While I'm at my appointment, I'm going to be listening to Tumble by Adriana Locke, which is a reread for me. I need to pick up the pace. Then I will probably be trying to come back home, and being that it's Thursday night, I probably won't get too much reading done come 8 o'clock. So I will probably try and get into Little Bookshop on the Seine, or there was a book from last week of NetGalley, which was Would Like to Meet You by Rachel Winters, that I might get into. So those are the next 2 books up. Oh, I'm also going to be needing to get to The Lying Season by K.A. Linde, because that book comes out next week. And K.A. Linde is one of my auto buys, and she's an independent author, and I drop things when I have a book by her that needs to be read. So there's that. That's what's coming up. Hope you guys are having a great one. All right, so I am back from my doctor's appointment, and pretty much got referred to another specialist, and I also have to make sure that I am not straining my neck, because I have some things going on there that are just, that come with old age. And being in the military and carrying heavy things on my back and on my spine and things like that. So I just need to be more cognizant of how I sit, how I read, how I hold things, all of that great stuff. But while I was at the doctor's office waiting to be seen, I decided to start The Lying Season by K.A. Linde. I was going to pull out my headset and read a couple of the other books that I had on audiobook, but then I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and read this one because I'm really excited about it. It comes out next week. And K.A. Linde has never really done me wrong when it comes to her books and her storylines and stuff like that. They're very different in most of her books, but sometimes we'll have some overlap, and I think there's going to be a little bit of overlap in this one, which I'm super excited about, because right off the bat, right off page like 1 and 2, you find out, or you meet this young lady named Locke, and she is so snarky, and oh my goodness, I'm in love with her already. She has to deal with her mom because she comes from a very wealthy family. They are old New York money, and her mom is like the CEO and founder and creator of a fashion company and a cosmetics company. Her dad's old money. She's pretty much old money, but she has sort of what her mother would like to call a blue collar job as a mayoral like person, like right hand man type thing. She runs the campaign for the mayor and runs the office and stuff like that. And come to find out, the mayor is a mayor that we have already met from one of her other series. So when the male of the story, I hope, because I'm pretty sure that this is Locke and Sam's story, I could be wrong. There could be some other person that's going to get thrown in here that I don't even know about. But I'm pretty sure I've already met Sam, and I'm pretty sure that I've already met Locke. So I'm just super excited to get into this story. I mean, I think I'm at like 5%, and I'm already like, yes, give me more. I'm loving it. But I kind of went off on a tangent. So first scene is her and her mom going like through all these boxes and stuff like that. Somehow or another, her mother gets into her apartment and is like, just because you have this blue collar job doesn't mean you have to look frumpy. You need to be, fashion forward and all this other stuff. And she's like, Mom, I am on like the city payroll. I can't be coming up in here in designer clothes. That's not the life that I want to live. And I'm just like, yes. Oh, I'm going to enjoy her. I'm going to enjoy Locke already. I already know this. Super excited about that. So I'm going to try and get that done because it seems like it's going to go by fast. It's going to be kind of fast paced. And if we get some angst in there, I'd be real happy. I could use some angst right about now. But I got some lunch, and the other thing that I picked up was, the kid and I went to the library the other day, and I forgot to like videotape that because his swim practice was at the pool that was close to the library, and we had to turn some other library books in. But he got volume number 2 of Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer. So we had to order this first book, this first volume. So I might try and read some of this, if not all of it. It's kind of a chunky one. See, I mean, it's only 238 pages, but it's a graphic novel, so maybe I can read it quickly. But he wants to start this, so whenever he gets finished with this, I can read this one, and then we both can read volume 2. I don't know if there's a volume 3 or not, but when I read the Luna Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, I really enjoyed them, so I don't know why it took him to, you know, suggest that I read this, or that he wants to read it, and now I'm just going to jump on and bandwagon with him and try and read that. All right, hey guys, so it's Thursday night. Like I said, I watched my Grey's Anatomy and Station 19 and was all into it. So I got absolutely no reading done during that time. But while I was at the doctor's office, I think I put this in the clip earlier, I started the Lying Season by K.A. Linde. Loving it already. Our main character is like super snarky Lark, and I think her love interest is going to be Sam. Really looking forward to figuring out what's going on there, but loving that there is so much snark there. So now that my shows are over, my boys are in bed, both of them, and I don't have any more shows to watch. I figured I would show you guys how during the commercials and everything like that, I updated my reviews. I did my sort of canned review type thing, and then of course I wrote some extra because they are NetGalley ARCs. I have to write a little bit more than just saying, hey, go watch my weekly wrap-up videos, and I had to add some more. So I figured I would show you guys how I do that, update my spreadsheet and all of that. Hopefully this turns out okay, because normally I don't like show the camera and the computer and stuff like that, but I figured I'd show you guys this time. So here we go. Okie dokie, so I have my NetGalley and my spreadsheet open, which is right over here, and as I complete them, I go ahead and delete that book line off of my sheet. I completed 4 books off of here so far, so I just go through and figure out which ones. And if you're wondering about the yellow ones, these are the ones that are have already come due. However, I did add these February ones right here before the dates, just because I had planned on trying to read them. But you know what? I'm just gonna, we're not even close to those dates, so I'm gonna take them back to their original colors. They're not due yet. Those are the ones that are due. Do I have other one on here? All I asked, there it is. And then I take it off. So those are the 4 that I did. And now I go over to my NetGalley and I find the books and I add those reviews to it. This is what I get for trying to be somewhere new. So, I guess I need my... All right, if you guys didn't notice on my Instagram clip for Friday, hey, welcome to Friday, yay, woo! Bookish Academy Awards will be released tomorrow at 8 p.m. Well, not tomorrow for you guys, because you guys will see this like a week after that's already happened. But February the 1st, the Bookish Academy Awards were released, and I hope we had a great time. The picks were amazing. Very random. Very didn't know who was going to win. As of right now, as I'm putting it together, which is what I'll be doing in just a second, they were 80 covers for 13 different categories. Yeah, I got my work ahead of me, and I only got a couple hours to get that taken care of. So, because the husband is in training this week, and he gets a half a day today. So, that means he's going to be home to bother me at around 12 o'clock. Only good thing is he's going to bring me lunch. So, that's a plus. That is a plus. But then I have to contend with him for the internet, for speeds and things like that, and the television, and him distracting me from, you know, getting this video together. So I'm gonna use this time this morning to try and get as much of that done, so that when he gets home it should be rendering, and then I will be able to put it up and, you know, do all the extra stuff, and then finish reading, and then have the entire weekend to finish reading the books that I have. So right now I'm in about 15% into The Lying Season by K.A. Linde. I'm about 4% into The Little Bookshop on the Seine by Rebecca Raisin. Let's see, I'm about 50% into Tumble by Adriana Locke. And what else? There's another book that I'm reading. What else am I reading? I don't know. Actually, no. Those are the books that I've already started, and I wanted to start another one. Actually, I wanted to start a whole bunch of other ones. Would Like to Meet You by Rachel Winters. I think. I don't know. I've lost track. What am I doing with my life? Okay, so I decided to try something new because it's out of season for the eggnog at Starbucks. So I decided to try the butterscotch creme. I have not tasted this, and I don't know how much of a fan I am of butterscotch, but we will see. Let's get a little tasty taste here. It's kind of like coffee. Woo! Yay! I think I'll probably go back to my apple ciders. Hot apple ciders are the best. And then I got a ham and cheese croissant. So that's my breakfast for Friday. Let's get to work. Oh my gosh. Work, work, work. Hello, good morning. I forgot to close out the vlog from last night. So it was Friday night. It's Saturday now. I am at swim practice already this morning and we're just about to go in. But yeah, so doing the Bookish Academy Awards the way that I did this year took an entire day to edit and create that video. Oh my goodness. I really hope you guys like it and, you know, like the format and everything like that. You'll see this video after that Bookish Academy Awards has already been previewed and stuff like that. So you have missed the chat for it. But I hope we have a good time tonight when we do the chat while it's being revealed and, you know, start conversation, things like that. But yeah. Whew. Wow. I'm pretty sure I put some video in of me actually like processing it and stuff like that. So, just to show you guys that it takes a lot to put videos and vlogs and produce the videos that I do put out. So, you know, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. You know, if you feel like donating every once in a while, I have a Patreon as well as a Ko-fi page where you can, you know, randomly donate because it takes a lot of work and a lot of money to keep this running. And everything is appreciated always, 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 always. You guys are amazing. You guys keep me going with your encouraging words and all that other good stuff that you guys do. Feedback, talking during, you know, in the comment section and stuff like that. There's also a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. Thank you for watching and we will see you guys in the next video.